So you're looking to bring your RV to Phoenix and you're not 55. Where in the world are you going to stay? It's so difficult to find a place to stay. The fact is there are tons of RV parks and tons of them have age restrictions on them. I thought I'd make a video and just talk about where it is that we have stayed the last 4 years while we're here. Lots of you know that we're major boondockers, and I know that's not for everyone. Phoenix is where we learned how to do that. Before we get to the boondocking part, I'm going to talk about places that you can go and stay for full hookups or partial hookups with your RV if you're under 55 and have kids. But keep in mind, we usually stay on the west side of town, so most of the places that we have stayed will not include the east. However, I have friends who have stayed over on the east side, so I do have some ideas for you, even though we haven't stayed there. First up, regional parks. They are gorgeous. We have not stayed in a regional park that we didn't love. We have stayed at Lake Pleasant, which is pretty far northwest of town. This park is gorgeous. You have the lake there. There's all kinds of trails to bike or hike, and you have the wild burros that come and say hello to you. The kids thought those were so amazing. Beware that some of the sites are not very level. When we stayed there, we were really tilted. We had to work really hard to get ourselves level enough with Wendy. I can't imagine what it would have been like with the toy hauler. It's got a nice gate entrance in there. It feels really secure. It's very well maintained. We never had a problem with cell phone coverage at Lake Pleasant. Next up is the White Tank Mountains. This area is another area that we absolutely love. It is on the west side of town. It's kind of between Surprise and Goodyear on the west side. What we love about White Tank is that it has a phenomenal mountain biking path. So it has like a competitive racetrack that you can bike to right from the campground, which my boys thought was amazing. Also, they have a really neat nature center and library right at the entrance of the park. Even if you don't get great cell phone coverage up in the campground, you can come and hang out in the library where they have, great Wi-Fi. Those are the two regional parks that we've physically stayed at, but we know that Cave Creek Regional Park is also a really nice option. We have friends that have stayed there. KYD has stayed there. It's a nice park as well. And then Usery Mountain Park, I believe, has campgrounds. Also, we have not been to that one before, but it is an option. The thing you need to keep in mind about the regional parks is they do fill up quickly, especially in the winter. As soon as you know you're going to go through there, I would try to book. I sometimes will even book it, even if I don't know if we will be here and I don't know the exact time that we'll be here, because they book so quickly, and then you can cancel if you need to. There is a 14-day max stay in each site at those regional parks. That doesn't mean that you can't stay 14 days in one site and hop over to another site for another 14 days. You can do that. As long as there's availability for it, you can hop around as much as you want. Let's get to RV parks. Our favorite and our go-to, the one that we go to if we absolutely feel like we have to stay in an RV park, is Leaf Verde. It is in Buckeye, so it's on the southwest corner of town. They are family friendly and they have lots of activities for the kids throughout the week. They've got like a barn where they do different activities. They have a heated pool and they have a playground. They have a lot of amenities at that park, and it's pretty reasonably priced as far as RV parks go. In Apache Junction, there is a campground called Campground USA, and that is where our friends from Adventures with Chance stayed at that park and they really enjoy it. It's on the wrong side of town for where John works, so that's why we haven't stayed there. They do tend to have higher prices than other RV parks, and they charge a kid tax that can get pretty steep if you have multiple kids. There is also a KOA in the Mesa Apache Junction area. The one that we've heard about is Mesa Sunset RV in Mesa, as well as Eagle View. Lake Pleasant also has another RV park that is open to anyone, including those under 55. Pleasant Harbor Marina is the name of it, and we have never stayed there. We've heard good things about it. I think you can even purchase a seasonal spot there if you want, if there's one available. Those are the RV parks that I know of. I'm sure there's more. In fact, if you have come to Phoenix before and you're under 55 or you have kids, couldn't stay in the age qualified places, comment below if I've missed one. people can come to this video and see, okay, well, maybe I'll try that place. I think there are more places coming, especially in Apache Junction. It seems like there have been some more RV parks that have opened up for the less than 55 crowd because it's ever expanding, right? The trick to finding a place to stay in Phoenix if you need hookups is to call. Sometimes the 55 and over parks will allow an exception if you're only going to be there for like one night, or maybe if you are a travel nurse or a contract worker and you don't have kids but you're under 55, sometimes those parks will make accommodations for you. So the trick is always to just keep calling and just keep trying if you really need those hookups. Now we get to go on to my favorite, boondocking. I know that boondocking is not for everyone. We weren't sure if it was going to be for us or not, but we really wanted to try it. And the first year that we came here and stayed in Phoenix, we went to the White Tanks for 10 days. That is all they had. That's all I could book anywhere in the city. We knew as soon as we left there that we were on our own. And then we went and met with a group of people at Saddle Mountain, which is the first boondocking area that I'm going to talk about. Saddle Mountain is near Tonopah, Arizona, and it is a large BLM land. Like, it's a big area of BLM land, and there's beautiful like mountains right there, but it is really far out of town. For John, it was an hour each way to and from work at Banner Del Webb. So we did not stay there very long. I think we stayed there for our 14 days and then we moved on. BLM land does have the 14-day rule. You're supposed to move after 14 days. I will say a lot of people don't, but you don't want to overstay your welcome. There's not a lot of things around that area. It's really great if you're just coming through town and you need a place to stay off of I-10. The next place we stayed, we figured out the whole trust land business. So Arizona has a bunch of state trust land, and there are many different purposes for them, but a lot of them you can recreate on or camp on. And we have some really great resources in our boondocking guide if you want to check that out up here. I'll put the link below for the map, the parcel map for Arizona State Trust land, so you can check that out. But we liked to stay, we stayed in the Morriston area, or Morristown. And again, that is kind of northwest. It's actually even a little bit further west than Lake Pleasant. Ironically, because of Grand Street or Highway 60, it didn't make our commute, didn't make John's commute time any longer. It was about 25-30 minutes to get to work from where we were camping. The area that we stayed at was Castle Hot Springs, and there is a lot of spaces to camp up there. There is a downside. Cell phone service is hard to find there. There are some spots where you can get some pretty good coverage and other spots where it's like completely nothing. The next place, and our favorite place to boondock in the Phoenix area, is the New River area. This is also state trust land. Down New River Road, you turn right on New River Road from Carefree Highway, and there is just a ton of opportunities to boondock. Almost the whole strip of New River is state trust land, and there's all kinds of places that you can stay. If you want to be secluded, you absolutely can. If you want to stay near people because that makes you feel safer, you absolutely can. Sunsets are amazing, and the hot air balloons land there almost every night, especially on the weekends. And I think it's a really pretty place. I love going there. But just be forewarned, there could be a lot of people there, and unfortunately a lot of people means trash. But the thing that we love the most about it is its proximity into town. It's in Peoria, so it's really close to shopping. There's places to get water, there's places to dump. The last one is on the east side. We did actually go explore the Apache Junction area, and a little bit south of there, there's a place called Gold Canyon. And I'm not exactly sure what that state trust land is called over there, but it's near Gold Canyon. And I'm gonna put a link in the description below of where we stayed when we went there. But it was on state trust land, and you get the most incredible views of the Superstition Mountains. So if you're on the east side of town and you're wanting to stay there for free and boondock, that is the place to do it. Okay, I'm switching it up on the GoPro. I would not suggest coming to Phoenix to boondock in the middle of the summer. It is so hot. You could probably see I am like completely sweating. It is gonna be like in the hundreds this week. 105, 106, I think are the highs later on at the end of this week. And we're still in May. So I don't know that I would boondock in the summertime. I would try everything I could and make all the phone calls to stay somewhere that had hookups so that I could have AC. And I think that it might be a little bit easier, I don't know for sure, but I think it would be a little bit easier to find places in the summer because the snowbirds are not here. Hopefully this quick overview of where to stay in Phoenix has helped you decide where you're going to stay when you come and visit with your RV, because you should come. Phoenix is amazing. There's so many things to do here. I highly recommend coming in the winter time. Endless opportunities for adventures. So our playlist will be ever expanding. You can check out that playlist right here, things to do in Arizona and in Phoenix specifically. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you out there.